Hello, I am back in World of Flowers, and this is a current book that's available on Amazon. Okay, there's the ISBN, and I am going to be working on this pink water lily. So let's blow that up for you. Now, for you that choose to stay till the end of the video, hang on a sec. Okay, so I'm using the Color Ya pencils, basically a light pink, a medium pink, and a dark pink. Okay, if you've got these, 527, 555, and 611. And we're going to start with the light area first. So let me hold that down, and I'm going to sit and get a little bit comfortable and get started. Yes, for anybody that wants to hang out all the way to the end of the video, I am going to come in and work once again with the, and you can see I'm just doing a light coat. And I'm going to do the whole thing with a light coat. This is like our little sloppy area. I'm just getting the color on, okay? Just getting it covered. Yeah, so anybody that hangs out through the entire video, at the end, we are going to get out those color sticks again that are by King Art and work with those. I know some people have been just having maybe a little bit of difficulty working with gelatos and things like the color sticks and all that. And I just want to go over that again. So I have several pages that I have finished except for that background. So I'm going to show you at the end of this video how to go ahead and get some of those backgrounds just popped out there pretty quick and get some pages finished up. So you'll be able to see what I've been doing on my time. So now I'm going to come in a little neater and do the midsections. Go down at least 2/3 when you're doing this. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of space here because that's flipped over. This right there will be darker. So on this one, I'm going to leave a little bit of space. This is on top, so it goes all the way to the edge. It's on top over here, so it'll go all the way to the edge. And then go down again about 2/3. The first third can be a little heavier. That bottom third can be a little lighter. And this area, not as much as showing. So treat that as such. These don't have to take a real long time. Again, we're just getting the color on so that we can come back and do the rest of it. And I don't want to spend all my time on these, so we're just going to go that far for now. I want to be able to have time to show you some of that background. So now this is my 555. This is going to be my brighter or middle shade. And it doesn't have to go all the way to the edge because this petal is on top. You see, I'm holding the pencil way back. I'm not down here on it. That helps me be not as heavy-handed. Yeah, so if you're heavy-handed, just scooch yourself back a little bit. And now I can go up a little over halfway. This one, it's going to go right to that edge because it is on the bottom. Okay. Over here, I want to make sure we get under the flip. And again, I'm just doing some of these so that we have time to look at the backgrounds. Yeah, sometimes I don't do so good on talking while I'm coloring. Most of the time I do. Every now and then I'll get that little pause. So, for you that asked or said something, yes, I had a really good birthday. The kids came over on Saturday, and I put out meat, cheese, fruits, vegetables, some dip, olives, crackers, breads. I think they call it a chartreuse. It's a something board, charcuterie board. But anyway, I did not put it on a board. It went from one counter across the stove and just filled it all up. We just had all kinds of goodies. So that's all I'm going to do for now, just to get some color on there so we know where we're headed. Then this is my deepest. So it's going to come down here in the darkest areas. Okay, this is the darkest areas, and then get it light pretty quick. See how well that blended? And then, you know, I'm going to come back with my, I'm not going to do very much there because this is on top. So this would be even darker, and I'll show you that on this one. But, you know, I'm not going to use a blender so much as using my lightest color. I love to come in and use the lightest color over everything instead of a blender or a stump or whatever else you may use. So see how this one came all the way up. That's what you do whenever you've got one that's really down in there. I'll erase that little bit later. I know I went in. It happens. Hey, it is really Wednesday morning. No, this is Thursday. I think it's right about noon. I have been up since, I'm back to my lightest shade. I've been up since 5:30. I don't know why. I just woke up. This is my day to generally go to my sister's, and she said they were going to be getting storms out there today. So we decided I would stay home, and so I could have slept in, and I don't know why my body woke itself up. So isn't that the way it goes, though? The times that you finally get to sleep in, it doesn't happen. And then we got a phone call just a while ago from the caregiver for the in-laws. You know, they have dementia, but they still do live at home right now. But during the storms last night, evidently something kicked because they don't have TV, they don't have internet, they don't have their phone. None of that's working. They have electric and the lights are working, but none of the rest of it. So we're like, oh my gosh. So hubby just got in the car to go across town again. Second trip for this week. And he'll see if he can get all that fixed. And then come back. So, yes, his sister does live, or she lives about the same distance as us. And she generally goes over on Thursday nights, her and her husband go on Thursday nights over. And it's faster for her to go from work. But whereas her husband is carpenter savvy, and he really is, he is not computer or electronic savvy. So between the two guys, they can pretty well do a lot of things. It's just Daryl's the one that's got to go right now. So he went on over there, and I thought, oh, I'm going to sit and do a video for Saturday. So, happy Thursday to y'all. It's Thursday for me right now. Okay, so you can see how that's going. And then you would keep blending that. Just keep going over, adding your color until you get it blended like this one is. Okay? So it's really not hard at all. If it ends up being, and see, I did go down on my lead some. I was out here to start with, but I did just scrunch in because now I am wanting to do heavier and get the white, the divots, the valleys of the paper filled up with color. So that's why I went ahead and scrunched down, because now I'm to the point of wanting to go ahead and get all that color in there. Now it's okay if I'm heavy-handed. Okay. So you can see how that already looks different than the ones over here. Okay, so there's that. Now, I am going to look at something here and see if I have any other pages that are waiting. I'm going to do something special on the background on this page. I'm just not sure what. But I do want to see if there's any other pages. See, that one was, this was that chalked? Or was that gelatos? I don't even remember. You know, but I'm going to go ahead and use the sticks today, the color sticks. And then what we'll do is I will put a link. I never did finish that. That used to be a skull, and I'm still working on getting the flowers in there. Yeah, I need to get some more going in this book. So anyway, that's it for that. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, just want to get some color on some of these pages. So in this book, remember, this is the one I just did a review on not long ago. And I am going to grab a sheet of paper over here. See, some cardstock will work nicely. I'm going to put it behind. Okay, that way if I go off the page, it's not going down on the next page. I'm going to grab these King Art. Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. I am going to leave down in the description, I will leave a link to King Art. And remember that when you order through my link with the code, you are going to get an additional thumbs up 10% off. So yeah, these are awesome for that. Now I took my mat out of the way because I was working on another project. So I have one of these. These are what I use behind my pages when I'm coloring. I've cut it down. This is a cutting mat from Dollar Tree. You get 2 in a package. Okay, so they're really good that way. I am going to take this blue and just put some on here. Just get some of that on. Might as well leave it open because I'm probably going to have to get more. And then I am going to come over and I'm going to use the blue. I'm going to put the color in. For y'all that have been saying you can't get these to work right, get some of these brushes. They are from Temu, and you can get the whole color batch of them for very, very little. I'm telling you, it's like $7 for 10 of them, which is an awesome deal when you're wanting to do something like this and not clean your brush off every time. Now, I am going to take and rub lightly. See, it didn't get all over the place, so I know that that's going to be okay to go right to my paper now. I always go on something else first and then go over to my paper. That way you can see if it's going to be too dark to start with, because you can add more. Okay, I'm adding more now. It's really not easy to take it off once you've got it on. In fact, I'm not sure it can be taken off once you've got it on. chalks, you can erase some. These you cannot. But I just love the feel of these. And whereas they can be a little messy, okay, I don't have all that powdered chalk floating around, which I do get when I'm using just the chalks. Does that make sense? So in that aspect, I really like these quite a bit better. So just keep putting some down on your paper, keep picking it up, then wipe it a little bit, see how dark it's going to be, and then go over to your paper and get heavier pressure as you go. But start with light pressure. And see, because this is blue, I can go right over the top of that, and it's going to be okay. If any of this had white in it or bright yellow, I would not go over the top because it would turn it green. Now, you might not be able to see that real good. I want it to stay soft, so I'm not going to go any darker than that on there. Okay? Then I'm going to come over with my green one, pick up my green, and I'm going to go across the bottom. So you can see how I'm making this work. Just putting some down, picking it up, wiping it lightly, and that's how you're going to know how much you're going to your page. See, just wipe it. See, it was a little dark at first, but now I've got it not quite so dark. So now I can come down to my page and put that on. And because I've got that paper down there, I can run right off the edge of the page, and I'm not afraid of getting anything else dirty. I know it's going to stay right with this page only. And I'm going to pick up, you know what, I'm not. I was going to pick up some more right here, but it kind of looks like a path there, so I'm going to leave it. So there's my green. Okay. Now I've got another page, and you can see how the markers really go through, and that's the alcohol-based markers. Don't use the regular markers, just the alcohol-based. There's another page I did, so let's go ahead and get that one also done. And I'm probably going to do close to the same thing, except I'm going to change greens. This green is more this bright green, and the other one was more of an army green. And I do not have to clean up my brush before I go straight into it. Okay, picking some up, testing it, that's fine. And see, I use very light pressure. Don't bear down on it. And then here, I'm going to come across the bottom. I'm doing very, very light pressure. And you can see right there where it got a bit chunk on it. So I'm just going to make sure that that chunk is not leaving that mark. Okay, that chunk actually came off right there. So now I'm good to go. I'm going to come across this way. Oops, there's another little piece. That's all right, rub it out. Pick up just a little bit more. I just want this one brighter than the other one was, because these greens are brighter. Okay, so take a hint from the rest of your page on how it's looking so that you know how to do the treatment. Then I'm going to go up blue again for the sky, and I am still going to do that soft blue. So just put some of that down on my cutting mat here. Really just about anything that's plastic you're going to be able to use. Putting it down. Doing that soft touch test. Okay. And then I'm going to come in here and start adding my background. Now, if I wanted to put clouds up in here, that's the time when I would put my little stencil down and go over it. But these pages have just little areas, So I'm not as worried about trying to also sneak clouds in. I mainly just want to get some color in here so it's not an all white background. Okay, that blue's not showing anymore, so I need to put some more down. Pick some more up. I think in a minute we're going to do a page where I blend some colors for the background. I think that would look nice. I've got a title page in one of Johanna Basford's books that I want to do. Pick up some more blue. It should be the rest of the blue here. See, now I'm really scrubbing it in because I've got the rest. Okay, done with that one. So those were the two I was going to do in that book. Move that to the side. I've got this book, and this is going to be hard to lay out flat because it is pretty big. So I'm going to lay it out, and I'm going to put that across the bottom. Actually, I'm only going to do the insides of this. I'm not going to use that at all. I am going to pick up some colors that are in this page. So I'm going to go with this and this, maybe a little bit of yellow. Okay, I'm going to put these colors out, and we're going to see what happens. Here's my purple, and if that purple's not bright enough, then I will get the brighter purple in a bit. Okay, here's some pink. And then here is some yellow. All right, so let's get the brushes. I'm going to go back over and get the yellow, my pink, and these are a little bit different sizes. I don't worry about it, use it the same way. And then my purple. Okay, so I'm going to pick up the yellow first. I'm going to go lightest first, and I am going in here, getting the color, testing, and then I'm just going to go at it. Okay, I'll do it again. There are a couple of chunks that fell out down here, so I'm really just trying to mush them up. And then I'm going to go at it again. And I'm going to go over this way. Yeah, I know, I'm shaking my entire table. Now, my hope is that when I go to put these other colors on, we can still see the words through all this added color. All right, so there's one. Let's go to the pink next. I am trying to work from lightest to darkest. Just, it's easier because it's hard to take off dark. It's easy to put it on. So I like to go light to dark. And that was not near enough color out there. And I could try the pinkish purple, but I'm really afraid of it being way, way too in your face. So that's why I'm still going back to the pink. And because I'm going in on swirls, see how they're blending right here? And there's no problem with that at all. No problem with that blend. And I'm going to do some more here. Yeah, that pink is not real bright. Just keep putting it out, keep using it. And never think that, you know, my supplies are limited, so I have to be careful and I have to hoard them and not use them. No, to me that's not the right thinking. You got your supplies so that you could use them and do more things with your art. So use them. Okay, you can buy more. By the time you run out, there'll be, you know, a chance for you to buy some more. There's always Christmas, birthdays. You know, my 10% off is going to be there. So now I'm going to go in, actually do a little bit more of that. I'm just going to push hard and get some more of that on there. Okay. And see, it's staying relatively soft. So now this purple will go in the other areas. And I might have to go a little darker. I really didn't want to. I wanted to keep this page nice and soft looking. Picking up some more. If you hung out with me all this time, thank you for sticking around. And again, down in the description, not in the title area, but in the description, hit that little arrow down there. It'll drop down. That's where I'm going to have the link for you for these King Art mixed media gel sticks. Okay, they are so much cleaner. They can get messy. That's not what I mean. You don't get all the dust floating around like you do with your chalks. Okay, maybe that's a better way of saying it. I'm going to grab out this color just because I do want to add just a little bit of pop. Now I'm going to be careful not to get too much on this at once, so I really am going to do that little bit on the side, pick up some more, and I'm going to come in. This is just adding another layer of color. Just a little bit more depth. Notice how I worked in triangles. I did there, there, and now I'm going to come up here. Okay. All right, and there's that page. Okay, does that help at all? Hopefully it does for you that we're having a little bit of problems with that. That's really all there is for today. So I'm going to work on this other page, and then we'll come back another time and play some more. All right, thank you so much for hanging out. Bye.